Oh, what's up, GameLeapers? The jizz has landed, and we are going through the 10 best builds of the new 11.13 patch. And if you watch our 11 changes video, you will know that a load of items are changing next patch, and there are even 2 new additions. So will these feature in this countdown? Is there a secret OP build you have to know about? Short answer, yes. Long answer, well, let me quickly tell you about the GameLeap website first, and if you want to master the champions who can abuse these builds, then GameLeap.com. For courses, guides, VOD analyses, we have everything you will ever need to improve and climb, so join thousands, that's right, thousands of your fellow summoners and get signed up. Links in the description and comment section. Alright, so let's get into it, guys, and the 10th best build coming in for 11.13 is the Everfrost and Zhonya's combination, which has been so prolific this season for champions like Sylas, for Victor, for Kassadin. A bunch of other mages can use these, Ahri, and Nivea even. And the reason this is going to be better next patch is because Everfrost is costing 200 less gold, which means you're going to get to your mythic spike quicker, which means you're going to survive more because Everfrost is a great peeling item, which also means you can set up kills more, especially if you're playing someone like Sylas or Ahri, because that Everfrost root, even the slow, means you can land your change, your charm into a kill, set up kills for your teammates and so on. And just because Everfrost is cheaper, that means you're then going to get to Zhonya's quicker in a game, and we all know how impactful Zhonya's is, so Everfrost Zhonya's for champions like Sylas, Victor, Kassadin comes in at number 10, guys. Now beating this to the number 9 spot, and looking at this, honestly I should probably put this a little bit higher, but the Divine Sunderer Rush isn't changing, it's keeping its power for next patch. So if you're playing Viego, if you're playing Wukong, if you're playing Nasus, if you're playing Warwick, you guys are going to be happy, but there's actually a variation of this build which is going to be higher up on this countdown, featuring 2 new items coming next patch, so make sure you stay tuned for this. But yes, Divine Sunderer, it's actually changing for ranged champions, so you're going to be dealing less damage based on the target's max HP. So if you're playing Ezreal, this is obviously going to impact you, but as I said, if you're playing Viego, Wukong, Nasus, Warwick, these Sheen-based champions, Divine Sunderer is keeping all of its power, so no reason to stop building it, and this is why it comes in at number 9. Now beating the Divine Sunderer Rush, so number 8 on the countdown, guys, for 11.13 is the Gore Drinker Ravenous Hydra combination, and the champion who can really abuse this is Fiora, who featured in the top 10 champions of yesterday for 11.13. And the reason this is going to be so good, guys, is simply because top lane, Stridebreaker is getting gutted, so champions like Darius, like Set, like Gnar, who build Stridebreaker are going to have a real hard time of it, which then means that Gore Drinker champions naturally seem a little bit stronger, and this will be the case for Fiora with Gore Drinker and Ravenous Hydra. You've got the sustain, the attack damage, the cooldown reduction, and thanks to the recent buffs to Gore Drinker, it's actually in a pretty good spot right now. Now, it's not as OP as it was in the early season when, you know, you could go from 1 HP to 100 real quick, but it's getting to that stage again where it's actually really hard to take one of these sustained DPSs down, so Fiora with Gore Drinker and Ravenous Hydra comes in at number 8. Now, number 7 on the countdown, guys, is a build that is featured on a lot of these videos, and this is the Nash's Toothbrush, and you can follow this up with a Riftmaker, you can follow this up with a Hextech Rocket Belt, so if you're playing Kayle, Katarina, Teemo, pick your poison. Now, the reason this build is so good still, the Nash's Toothbrush, is because Nash's is giving you on-hit. So all of these champions have on-hit in their kit, right? So yes, you're getting 50% attack speed, which helps with your wave clear and of course your DPS. You're getting 100 AP, which is a bunch, by the way, so yes, this is helping with your damage as well. But that on-hit is where the power really is. And then you can follow this up with a Riftmaker, which got buffed recently, so your trading is better. Or if you're playing someone like Katarina, yes, of course, you can go Hextech Rocket Belt and be just as scary. So Nash's Tooth, Riftmaker, Kayle, Katarina, Teemo coming in at number 7. Now, I was close to putting a Moonstone Renewer build on this list, guys, but the fact is this. Shurelya's Battle Song, yes, it's getting nerfed, so the movement speed isn't going to be as strong. But the real strength of Shurelya's, guys, lies in the fact that when you do empower your allied champion, you are giving the movement speed and yourself. So if you think of the best ADCs at the moment, you've got Jinx, you've got Jhin, you've got Kog'Maw. These champions work so well with a lot of movement speed because it allows them to kite damage and skill shots and allows them to keep putting out damage. So if you're playing Lulu, if you're playing Karma, the Shurelya's Battle Song, yes, you might not be getting as much movement speed from the active, but the fact that passive movement speed is still there is why this has to come in at number 6 on the countdown. Now into the top 5 builds, guys, of 11.13. If you're enjoying these countdowns where we talk about the best builds for each patch, let me know by leaving a like down below. And coming in at number 5 is a Luden's Tempest Rush. So Luden's Tempest, yeah, just rush it. It's 3,200 gold now, so 200 gold cheaper. So if you're playing someone like Lux, if you're playing Syndra, if you're playing LeBlanc, even Annie, rushing Luden's Tempest, you're going to get to this quicker, which then means you're going to get to that magic penetration quicker and the rest of your items quicker. And because Luden's Tempest is one of the best scaling mythics in the game, because for each item you're getting magic penetration, you are just going to carry more games. It's as simple as that. So it's a bit like the Everfrost build we talked about, which came in at number 10. It's 200 gold cheaper than Mythic. But because Luden's Tempest, you get more damage from it, and because we're in a meta where damage is so key, this comes in at number 5, the Luden's Tempest Rush. So what is beating Luden's Tempest to number 4? Well, this is the only ADC build on this countdown. I'm sorry guys, I really am. But I can't control the meta and what's good. This is the only OP ADC build at the moment for me anyway. This is the Wit's End, Runon's Hurricane, and Randuin's Omen Kog'Maw build. That's right, Wit's End, Runon's Hurricane, and Randuin's Omen. This is being seen so much, and Kog'Maw actually has the highest win rate out of all the ADCs in higher elo purely because of this setup. Now yes, Lulu is strong, Karma is strong, and they work great with Kog'Maw. And the main reason this build is so OP, guys, is because of that Wit's End rush. That's right, you're now rushing Wit's End, and the reason this is so good is because of the on-hit, the movement speed, and the attack speed. These are also crucial to Kog'Maw because remember, the on-hit works with your W, and even if you don't have a support that's going to give you movement speed with Shurelya's or a movement speed buff, the fact that you're getting movement speed from Wit's End and when you deal damage, it's crazy. Because as I said, you can keep kiting, you can keep putting out damage, you can attack move like crazy. So the Wit's End, Runon's, and Randuin's Omen build, now you don't have to build Randuin's, you can build other items, but I'm just saying you don't actually need that much more damage after those first two items, so getting a Randuin's pretty much means that you're never going to die, and gives you a safety net if you don't have a support who isn't going to peel you, and let's be honest, that is every game. Now as we get into the top 3 builds, guys, it is the Jizz's last friendly reminder for you to check out the GameLeap website for all the League of Legends resources you need. We have everything. We've got daily original fresh uploads. You know, they're not just recycled from YouTube and, you know, made off to be, you know, some sort of new original content. No, we make fresh daily content on the reg. All of our content creators, the challenger coaches, or the challenger players, they are making videos to help you improve the game. So get signed up, links down below. Now coming in at number 3 is the Sorcerer's Shoes and Hextech Rocket Belt combination, and it's kind of similar to the Luden's Tempest Rush, but the reason this is coming in a little bit higher is simply because the active in Rocket Belt is just a little bit more impactful. The fact that champions like Annie, Katarina, or Akali can use the Rocket Belt active to get closer to their enemy champions, to then use their full combo to get in and trade with them, this is really what separates it. And even think of Fiddlesticks, for example, the second best champion in our countdown from yesterday's video. This means that Fiddlesticks and Annie especially don't have to use their flash all the time when they're ulting in, because that's often what you were back in the day, just a flash cooldown with your ultimate. But now the Hextech Rocket Belt active gives you the dash you need, and also gives you flat magic penetration off the rip, and this results in you one-shotting pretty much anyone. Even if they have magic resist, you are going to blow them to pieces. So Sorcerer's Shoes Hextech Rocket Belt comes in at number 3. Now number 2, this build I'm excited about because as a Shaco player, this is getting me going. Essence Reaver and Stride Breaker. Now yes, you might be able to build this on Fiora and a few other champions, but the reason this is going to be so broken on Shaco is because with Stride Breaker, because the dash is no longer there, if you're a champion with an innate dash in your kit, so in your Q, W, E, or ultimate, you are going to make use of Stride Breaker even more next patch. So just think of Shaco for me. If you Q in and you auto attack an enemy champion, then use your Stride Breaker, the slow starts off at 90%. That's right, 90%. So when you get behind the enemy champion and as soon as you backstab them, when you use your Stride Breaker, there is no way they escape, which then means you can use your Hail of Blades, use your Clone, use your 2-ship Poison, your Ignite. It is going to be impossible for the enemy AD carry, the enemy mid laner, whoever it is you're going on, to escape. Now the Essence Reaver gives you the on-hit, the AD, the critical strike chance, the ability haste as well. So this Essence Reaver first and then Stride Breaker, this combination, guys, I'm telling you, Shaco is going to be busted with it next patch. So which build can beat that? Well, coming in at number 1, guys, this is a Divine Sunderer iteration here. So you're starting off with Divine Sunderer, and then the 2 new items are coming in next, Hullbreaker and Anathema's Chain. So if you're playing Nasus, Yorick, Trundle, even Warwick can make this work. These big split pushers and amazing 1v1ers, these 3 items are going to be the nuts. Now we all know why Divine Sunderer is great, but what about Hullbreaker and Anathema's Chains? So with Hullbreaker, yes, you're getting attack damage, you're getting health, but for 2800 gold, you're also getting a bunch of armor, magic resist, and increased damage to towers when you're split pushing, and your large minions, so super minions and cannon minions, are also getting empowered. So it's like a mini ZZ Rock portal in a way. And then if you think about Anathema's Chains, you can see on your screen now, 650 health for 2500 gold, by the way, ridiculous, 20 ability haste, and then the active which reduces the damage from your nemesis, so the enemy champion you click this active on, you're going to be taking less damage from them, and at max stacks, your nemesis, so that enemy champion you have clicked on, gets reduced to nasty while near you, which means if you're playing Nasus, if you're playing Warwick, if you're playing Trundle, they are never going to be able to escape from your grasp, and this is why this 3-item combination comes in at number 1, guys. Let me know in the comments. I really want your opinion on the number 1 setup, the Hullbreaker and Anathema's Chains combination, and if you've got any other thoughts on the builds in this countdown and the champion combinations, let me know in the comments again. Thanks so much for watching. This has been the Jizz, and until tomorrow's video, bye.